So we are in chapter number 11. We have some very important verses in the last three verses, right? Very important. Okay, we just stopped there. The universal form. Okay, Hare Krishna devotees. So we will do the last three verses of Bhagavad Gita chapter number 11. They are very important because, Prabhupada says this is the summary of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, summary of Bhagavad Gita sloka we are going to be doing now. Okay. Did we do 53? I remember 52. Did we do 53?
No, Prabhuji. You have to start from 53.
Fine. Anybody wants to recite this verse?
May I, Prabhuji?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Bhagavad Gita, chapter 11, text number 53. Naham vedairna tapasa nadanena na chejaya shakya evam vidho drashtum drashtavanasi mam yatha. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The form you are seeing with your transcendental eyes cannot be understood simply by studying the Vedas, nor by undergoing serious penances, nor by charity, nor by worship. It is not by these means that one can see me as I am. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. You can do the purport also.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you. But Krishna first appeared before his parents Devaki and Vasudeva in a four-handed form, and then he transformed himself into the two-handed form. This mystery is very difficult to understand for those who are atheists or who are devoid of devotional service. For scholars who have simply studied Vedic literature by way of grammatical knowledge or mere academic qualifications, Krishna is not possible to understand, nor is he to be understood by persons who officially go to the temple to offer worship. They make their visit, but they cannot understand Krishna as he is. Krishna can be understood only through the path of devotional service, as explained by Krishna himself in the next verse. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Matse. So, very important. Actually, previously also Krishna has mentioned this, that simply by academically reading the Vedas, nor by doing any kind of penances, or by doing any kind of charity, or by different types of worship, any so-called religious activities cannot make us understand who is Krishna, to see Krishna, right? So how he transformed himself from four-handed form to the two-handed form in front of Devaki and Vasudeva, his parents. So this mystery cannot be understood by atheists or by those who don't have bhakti. It is only by bhakti we can see Krishna. Okay, so we'll see the next verse. That is going to be telling what is the main point. Okay, these two verses are so important. 11th chapter, verse number 54, verse number 55, super important. Okay, let's recite this. Let's see this. Yeah, who wants to recite this?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, please.
Hare Krishna. Bhaktya tvananyaya shakya aham evam vidorjuna jnatum drashtum cha tatvena praveshtum cha parantapa. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. My dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am, standing before you, and can thus be seen directly. Only in this way can you enter into the mysteries of my understanding. Purport: Krishna can be understood only by the process of undivided devotional service. He explicitly explains this in this verse so that unauthorized commentators who try to understand Bhagavad Gita by the speculative process will know that they are simply wasting their time. No one can understand Krishna or how he came from parents in a four-handed form and at once changed himself into a two-handed form. These things are very difficult to understand by the study of Vedas or by philosophical speculation. Therefore, it is clearly stated here that no one can see him or enter into understanding of these matters. Those who, however, are very experienced students of Vedic literature can learn about him from the Vedic literature in so many ways. There are so many rules and regulations, and if one at all wants to understand Krishna, he must follow the regulative principles described in the authoritative literature. One can perform penance in accordance with those principles. For example, to undergo serious penances, one may observe fasting on Janmashtami, the day on which Krishna appeared, and on the 2 days of Ekadashi, the 11th day after the new moon and the 11th day after the full moon. As far as charity is concerned, it is plain that charity should be given to the devotees of Krishna who are engaged in his devotional service to spread Krishna philosophy or Krishna consciousness throughout the world. Krishna consciousness is a benediction to humanity. Lord Chaitanya was appreciated by Rupa Goswami as the most munificent man of charity because love of Krishna, which is very difficult to achieve, was distributed freely by him. So if one gives some amount of his money to persons involved in distributing Krishna consciousness, that charity given to spread Krishna consciousness is the greatest charity in the world. And if one worships as prescribed in the temples of India, there is always some statue, usually of Vishnu or Krishna. That is a chance to progress by offering worship and respect to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For the beginners in devotional service to the Lord, temple worship is essential, and this is confirmed in the Vedic literature. As in Shvetashvatara, Upanishad 6.23. Yasya deve para bhaktir yatha deve tatha gurau tasyaite katita
Katita.
yartaha prakashante mahatmanah. One who has unflinching devotion for the Supreme Lord and is directed by the spiritual master, in whom he has similar unflinching faith, can see the Supreme Personality of Godhead by revelation. One cannot understand Krishna by mental speculation. For one who does not take personal training under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master, it is impossible to even begin to understand Krishna. The word tu is specifically used here to indicate that no other process can be used, can be recommended, or can be successful in understanding Krishna. The personal forms of Krishna, the two-handed form and the four-handed, are described as Sudarshanam, very difficult to see. They are completely different from the temporary universal form shown to Arjuna. The four-handed form of Narayana and the two-handed form of Krishna are eternal and transcendental, whereas the universal form exhibited to Arjuna is temporary. The word Tvad anyena na drishtam purvam, as in verse 47, state that before Arjuna no one had seen that universal form. Also, they suggest that amongst the devotees, there was no necessity of showing it. That form was exhibited by Krishna at the request of Arjuna, so that in future, when one represents himself as an incarnation of God, people can ask to see his universal form. The word na, used repeatedly in the previous verse, indicates that one should not be very much proud of such credentials as an academic education in Vedic literature. One must take to the devotional service of Krishna. Only then can one attempt to write commentaries on Bhagavad Gita. Krishna changes from the universal form to the four-handed form of Narayana and then to his own natural form of two hands. This indicates that the four-handed forms and other forms mentioned in Vedic literature are all emanations of the original two-handed Krishna. He is the origin of all emanations. Krishna is distinct even from these forms. What to speak of the impersonal conception? As far as the four-handed forms of Krishna are concerned, it is stated clearly that even the most identical four-handed form of Krishna, which is known as Mahavishnu, who is lying on the cosmic ocean, and from whose breathing so many innumerable universes are passing out and entering, is also an expansion of the Supreme Lord, as stated in the Brahma Samhita 5.48. Yasyaika nishvasita kalam atavalambya जीवन्ति लोमविलजा जगदण्डसाताः विष्णुर्महान् स इह यस्य कालविशेषो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि. The Mahavishnu into whom all the innumerable universes enter and from whom they come forth again simply by his breathing process is a plenary expansion of Krishna. Therefore, I worship Govinda, Krishna, the cause of all causes. Therefore, one should conclusively worship the personal form of Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead, who has eternal bliss and knowledge. He is the source of all forms of Vishnu. He is the source of all forms of incarnation, and he is the original supreme personality as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita. In the Vedic literature, Gopala Tapani Upanishad 1.1, the following statement appears. Satchidananda Rupaya Krishnaya Klishtakarine Namo Vedanta Vedyaya Guruve Buddhi Sakshine. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Krishna, who has a transcendental form of bliss, eternity, and knowledge. I offer my respect to him because understanding him means understanding the Vedas, and he is therefore the supreme spiritual master. Then it is said, Krishno vai paramam daivatam. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Gopala Tapani Upanishad 1.3. Eko vashi sarvaga Krishna idyaha. That one Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead and he is worshipable. Ekopi san bahuda yova bhati. Krishna is one, but he is manifested in unlimited forms and expanded incarnations, as in Gopala Tapani Upanishad 1.21. The Brahma Samhita 5.1 says, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is Krishna, who has a body of eternity, knowledge, and bliss. He has no beginning, for he is the beginning of everything. He is the cause of all the causes. Elsewhere it is said, Yatravatirnam Krishnakyam Param Brahma Narakriti. The Supreme Absolute Truth is a person. His name is Krishna, and he sometimes descends on this earth. Similarly, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, we find a description of all kinds of incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and in this list, the name of Krishna also appears. But then it is said that this Krishna is not an incarnation of God, but is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. Ete chamsha kalapumsha Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Similarly, in Bhagavad Gita, Lord says, Matta Parataram Nanyat. There is nothing superior to my form as the personality of Godhead Krishna. He also says elsewhere in Bhagavad Gita, Aham Adari Devanam. I am the origin of all the demigods. And after understanding Bhagavad Gita from Krishna, Arjuna also confirms this in the following words. Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. I now fully understand that you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth, and that you are the refuge of everything. Therefore, the universal form which Krishna showed to Arjuna is not the original form of God. The original is the Krishna form, the universal form, with its thousands and thousands of heads and hands, is manifest just to draw the attention of those who have no love for God. It is not God's original form. The universal form is not attractive for pure devotees who are in love with the Lord and in different transcendental relationships. The Supreme Godhead exchanges transcendental love in his original form of Krishna. Therefore, to Arjuna, who was so intimately related with Krishna in friendship, this form of universal manifestation was not pleasing. Rather, it was fearful. Arjuna, who was a constant companion of Krishna's, must have had transcendental eyes. He was not an ordinary man. Therefore, he was not captivated by the universal form. This form may seem wonderful to persons who are involved in elevating themselves by fruitive activities. But to persons who are engaged in devotional service, the two-handed form of Krishna is the most dear. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mataji. Because I think this is one of the longest purports, no? So, how many of you realize, when Srila Prabhupada said, my purports are my ecstasy? How many of you felt the ecstasy of Srila Prabhupada when you heard this purport? I mean, can an ordinary person write this kind of a purport? Impossible, no? Impossible. I mean, can you see that love of Krishna, how Prabhupada is writing? It's just coming out like a fountain, right? How he's explaining this verse. Fantastic, no? I would like to hear, if you recollect anything, just want to hear your realizations after hearing this. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
In fact, I came to Krishna conscious only through reading Bhagavad Gita by Prabhupada.
Yes.
That is how I realized. So his writings were immaculately fabulous, I would say. So that's how I can describe Prabhupada's writings of the Bhagavad Gita, and all his writings, rather, not only this.
Yes,
everything.
yes.
I have been drawn to Krishna consciousness and also to ISKCON through his writing only, and not through any teaching. Or I was way in the forest, near the my farm was near the forest. So
Okay.
his book was the only a source of attraction to me.
Okay.
And Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Wonderful. Awesome. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So I want to hear from more devotees. What do you remember? Any points that you want to tell, or anything in general you just want to say about, this, whatever you heard right now, right? It was fantastic, isn't it? What is it you want to share?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanavad Pranam.
Yes. Go ahead, Prabhuji. Yes.
Prabhuji, I mean, we are in this material world, and in the years of Kali, and especially in this current time frame, it's not easy for us to, engage in the, fix our mind in the Krishna consciousness or engage ourselves in the devotional service. So I guess since then we have, associated with the congregation, the group, and heard about, great things of, and, we heard Prabhupada's, we have seen his lectures and videos and, so many things. So we kind of developed that taste and also, the mood basically. I mean, I have experience in my life. I mean, I have kids. I have been married for last 20 odd years, but we never had this experience, Prabhuji, that so that we can know Krishna very well. I mean, I come from Mathura personally. To be honest, we have natural affection towards Krishna, but we never aware of about so detailed, so deeply, and the kind of mood Prabhupada ji has, Srila Prabhupada created amongst all the devotees. That's such a wonderful thing, Prabhuji, and so many great examples. How you can detach yourself from the Maya and come into this I recall one, wonderful story. Prabhupada ji walking along the beach side with Brahmanand Prabhuji, one of his disciple, I guess. He was very, built, healthy person, tall and, healthy. So Prabhupada ji gave him a task. He was walking by. Prabhupada said, and there was I guess, crab, which was basically crawling besides the, water. So he said, Brahmanand, can you catch that crab? So, and he was like big built and, big. So he thought, Prabhupada ji is joking when I'm so big and crab is such a small thing. And then he started, running towards crab. And he ran like quite 20, 30, maybe 20 meters or so. And then crab, enters into the water. And then he came like empty-handed and he said, Prabhupada, sorry, I could not catch the crab. Prabhupada said, did you learn anything? So, Brahmani said, no, Prabhupada. So Prabhupada ji said, crab is just such a small thing. And you are such a big thing, basically. You are as such, you are like Maya. So Maya is like giant. And in front of Maya, we are like a small crab. And if we take shelter of water, water is like God, basically. So even Maya cannot do anything. So that example is stuck in my mind, Prabhuji. Prabhuji shared very beautifully. It's not, nothing. I was not aware of anything. Just I'm still learning from so many, scholars and preachers in ISKCON. So grateful, throughout Prabhuji. And many, great scholars I heard. I am still curious to, hear them. So amazing experience, Prabhuji. And we were like, struggling how to get our routine fixed, and we were not disciplined in our eating habits or maybe whatever lifestyle we follow. But we are so grateful to Prabhupada ji and other acharyas that we could maintain some level of discipline. We are still not perfect. We are still searching for more and more things in our life so that we can fix our routine. So that's what I want to share, Prabhuji.
Wonderful. Very wonderful tribute to Srila Prabhupada and very wonderful realization. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Any more devotees you want to just share? Okay. We heard some purport which was out of the world. This is so fantastic, isn't it? This just purport. How Prabhupada was explaining about Krishna. We all are like Hindus. We know religious. Somewhat we know a little bit about Trimurtis and some basics, right? But do you realize how nicely Srila Prabhupada has explained and put things together, right? Explaining all of this, in this one verse, just one word, so much of things that Prabhupada has said. Right? There's so much here. You want to share anything? Anybody? Hare Krishna.
There is lots, Prabhuji, but I think Prabhupada ji has been very precise, just conveying what is required, the right words that reaches any person. There isn't the fancy things, just the right simple words. Of course, sometimes vocabulary is very high. Sometimes I wonder how much of work he must have done to find those right words. So conveys the right meaning in a simple way, Prabhuji.
Yes. Wonderful. Very nice. I'll tell you just one thing, okay? I'm not directly explaining the words because I'm just in awe. How beautifully Prabhupada has written this one single purport. And this verse is actually very important. That's why I'm talking about all of this. So the other day I was hearing Srila Prabhupada say very simple words, okay? He said this. Dharma means following the instructions of the Supreme Person. I was shocked when I heard this for the first time. Nobody has given this definition of dharma like this ever. I've never ever heard of a definition like that. Once more, let me repeat. Dharma is to follow the instructions of the Supreme Person. So he said, people do not know who is the Supreme Person. Then how will they hear the instructions of that Supreme Person? Which is dharma. Dharma is that. Dharma is not No, Veda pranihito dharma. No, dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranito. Dharma is what is said by Krishna. So Krishna's instruction itself is dharma. Are you understanding? Earlier days when we had a very little faith, I'm sure you'd have heard this kind of story that Yudhishthir Maharaj, he at one point of time, Krishna comes to him. Yudhishthir Maharaj, there is an elephant that dies. The name of the elephant is Ashwathama. So Krishna decides that Dronacharya should be killed now. So to kill him, so he tells to Dharmaraj to say that Ashwathama died. Heard of this example, right? All of you must have heard about this, correct? Krishna said Ashwathama died. Just say Ashwathama died. So Dharmaraj is the abode of Dharma. Is the abode of Dharma. He is actually Yamadharmaraj. Right? Yamadharmaraj or the Yudhishthir Maharaj is Yamadharmaraj or Lord Yama, who comes as Dharmaraj, Yudhishthir Maharaj. So he is thinking in mundane religious principles. So lying is wrong. See, generally, when you say truthful, he is a very truthful person, and is asked by God to tell the lie. Okay, that this elephant, say softly, elephant. Ashwathama kunjara hataha. Ashwathama, hataha. Just say Ashwathama kunjara. Means instead of saying that kunjara, that means say the elephant will say it softly. So he says that. Okay, when he says, Dronacharya becomes very shocked. So when first people say that Ashwathama died, he won't believe. Then he will say, unless Dharmaraj says, Yudhishthir says, I will not believe. Then Dharmaraj also will repeat, no, Ashwathama died. Then he will stop fighting. He will think that Ashwathama died and he will be killed, Dronacharya. But in the beginning, when I was new to Krishna consciousness, I did not know anything about it. I mean, all the mundane people who are not in Krishna consciousness, they say, see, Krishna asked to lie, and Yudhishthir Maharaj has lied, and therefore he had to go to hell. But after coming to Krishna consciousness, I realize that whatever Krishna says is dharma. If Krishna says lie, it's supposed to be lie. Because we don't understand what is the meaning of truth and lie. I'll tell you a story. Krishna only explains this in Mahabharata. He says, let us say there was one very rich merchant who was being chased by some dacoits. Now he hides inside the ashram of a sage, and the dacoits are chasing him. So he hides behind the ashram or something like that, and the sage sees him running. And now the dacoits are chasing, and then now the dacoits will ask the sadhu, where did that person go? Okay, now the sadhu is, let us say you are that sadhu now. Now it's a case study. Krishna is giving a case study. Will you tell the truth? Because sadhus are only supposed to say truth. Just say, he is here. I am a truthful man. Or you'll say, I don't know. What will you say? I want to hear from you. It's a case study given by Krishna. What would you say?
I would distract them, Prabhuji.
Krishna says, Prabhuji.
Yeah?
I would lie.
No, you'd lie. Okay, good. Okay, what about others? I mean, I just want to hear anybody. What about others?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, we lie. I mean, to protect a person, we lie.
Yeah.
I
So,
would say what Krishna instructed, Prabhuji.
what? I didn't get you.
I would say exactly the same what Krishna would tell, yes, to do.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, Krishna didn't say anything. Krishna is giving a case study. He's giving a question whether the sadhu should say the correct thing, that okay, he went there, or he should just remain silent and say, I don't know where he went. Something, I didn't see anybody here. What is the correct thing that sadhu should do is what Krishna is asking. Okay. So yeah, the right answer is that here in this case, the truth is, if he says, I don't know, that is the truth. It's not, here is the fact is not truth. Try to understand, okay? There is a difference between inner meaning and the apparent meaning. Okay, Krishna is not interested in our dress. God is not interested in our dress or, all our, what is interested is the inner meaning. Okay, so inner meaning is what he's worried about. So the meaning of truth, it's not stating a fact. If I state a fact, that's not called a truth. Now, for example, let us say there is a person who has got some kind of a defect. Okay, maybe he's visually impaired or physically challenged, or is very fat or very dark. Let us say some defect. So it's a fact that that person is having some physical defect. Do you think that if I simply state that fact in front of him, it's a great thing? Is it a good thing? If I say you are a blind person, if I say like that, for example, is it a good thing to do? Is it the correct thing?
No, Prabhuji.
You look very ugly. You're very fat. It's a truth, no? Then we should be awarded, no? Because we are such a Harishchandra. We tell the truth now. Right?
No, Prabhuji, you should not hurt anybody.
Yeah. So, see, fact is not truth. So there is a deeper meaning for truth. Krishna is explaining. The deeper meaning for truth is, we have to understand. The deeper meaning for truth, we cannot understand. What is dharma also? Dharma does not mean blindly following one's duty. Okay. Dharma means, what is dharma? What is kim karma, kim akarmeti kavayo pyatra mohita? What is duty? What is not duty? Even great people get confused. So ultimately, Prabhupada said, dharma means to follow the instructions of the Supreme Person. The instructions of the Supreme Person has more knowledge than I have. This is something which we should first of all accept. See, when we think that Krishna knows much more than I know. See, Krishna knows that this war has to happen. For Arjuna, the war should not happen because it is between his relatives. But Krishna knows some higher truth. The higher truth is that these people who have assembled in the war of Kurukshetra, they are all demons. They are all weight of the earth, burden on the earth. And Mother Earth, Bhudevi, has gone to the demigods, and the Lord Brahma has come and prayed to Krishna in Shvetadvipa, requested Krishna to come and reduce the burden of the earth. They're causing a lot of disturbance on the planet. And Krishna has assembled all of these people to kill them en masse. This is the behind back story. Now, to understand this as a common man, I may not be able to understand what is Krishna's plan. Krishna knows. Krishna says, I know what has happened in the past. I know what is going to happen in the future. But you know only limited. You don't remember, he says to Arjuna. So tell me, how will you discuss and debate with somebody who knows everything in the past, who knows everything in the future, and who knows everything in the present, who is Sarvagnya, who knows everything, and who is the well-wisher of every living entity? Even if he's getting these people killed, he is wishing them well, because they are all going to be dying in this Kurukshetra war. Anybody who dies in Kurukshetra war, there is a boon given that, when Lord Indra has worshipped, the boon given to this is that anybody who dies in the war of Kurukshetra, in the place of Kurukshetra, they will go to the heavenly planet. And all the people who are assembled, who have died in front of Krishna, they all went back to Godhead. Because the rule is, anybody who dies in front of Krishna, they will go back to Godhead. So including Kauravas, Pandavas, everybody who died in the Kurukshetra, they went back to Godhead. Now, tell me, as a normal man, as a common man, how would I understand all of this? So Krishna is ready to explain, but the question is, are we ready to listen? And is it also possible with my small brain? My brain is this much, okay? My brain is hardly 1-2 kilos. Okay, all the knowledge of the world is, I don't know how big it is. All the knowledge of the past, all the knowledge of the future is so big. How can I fit all the knowledge of the past and future into my 2.5 kilos brain? Tell me that. So all we have to do is very simple, okay? Krishna said, do this. We are supposed to do it. That's it. Sometimes Krishna says to test you also. Because I'll tell you another situation where Krishna was testing Arjuna. When Ashwatthama was brought, first of all, Ashwatthama, he killed the young sons of Pandavas, Upa Pandavas, when they were sleeping in the tent. And then Draupadi was very upset. And then what happens is Arjuna vows that, the killer of your children, I will cut his head, and you can do the ceremonial bath after by putting your leg or putting your feet on the head of the person who has slain your children. He makes that promise and goes. And he catches Ashwatthama, he brings him, and now everybody is discussing what should we do with him. Arjuna says, I think we should kill him. Draupadi says you should not kill him. Because he is, first of all, he is your guru's son, is your spiritual master's son. And he's a Brahmana. Then Yudhishthira Maharaj says, correct, you should not kill. Then Bhima says, nothing doing. We cannot consider him as a Brahmana. He has not acted like a Brahmana. He has killed innocent children, and he is an offender, and we should kill him immediately. He has caused grief to us because he killed all the 5 small children. So he should be killed immediately. And Arjuna has taken a oath that he should be killed. So because Arjuna has taken a oath, that oath should not go wrong. Whatever promise that he did should be remaining. So we should kill him. So people are confused. And Arjuna asked Krishna, what should I do? Krishna said, yes. I think Bhima is right. You should kill him. Something like that. He said that. Now he's waiting. He's saying here, kill him, but he doesn't mean kill him. Try to understand this. So now Arjuna is thinking now, why did Krishna say kill? Okay, he's thinking now. Should I blindly execute this, or Krishna is testing me? Yeah, he thought about it. And then he said, okay, I remember all the instructions that you gave, my dear Lord. I'm not going to kill him. Because a Brahmana should not be killed. Okay, so I'm going to do something. I'll shave his head. I'll pluck off the money from his head, and I'll leave him. Then Krishna says, correct, you did the right thing. Now you understood what I'm saying. So, at every point of time, Krishna is a spiritual master, he's a guru. Okay, we should have this faith that Krishna is the supreme person. There is nobody above Krishna. He's the most intelligent person. Whatever he says is perfect. His instructions are best for me. He is my well-wisher. He is my father. He is my mother. He is my husband. He is my best friend. He is my only soulmate. We should have this conviction and follow the instructions of Krishna. This is the important point. That is dharma. Dharma is not doing external religious processes is not dharma. That is an important lesson that Prabhupada said in one sentence. Dharma is to follow the instructions of the supreme person. So first of all, find out who is the supreme person. Nobody in the world knows who is the supreme person. They think some demigod is supreme person, or they think that some saintly person who is supreme person, and they surrender to a saintly person, a sadhu or somebody whom they like. They say this is a supreme person. Nobody has information that Krishna is a supreme person, or faith that he is a supreme person. And then if you do not know who is the supreme person, how will you know what is the instruction of that supreme person? And if you do not know the instruction of the supreme person, how will you follow it? And how can you be religious, and how can you be liberated at all by not knowing these basics? So this is the thing that Prabhupada has given us. This is the favor that Srila Prabhupada has done to us. So nobody has done this favor to us. Prabhupada has informed us who is the supreme person and what are his instructions and how we have to follow it. Prabhupada says one thing, that if you have to take a medicine, you have to take the medicine as per the instructions given on the medicine. Right? There will be a syrup. On that syrup, it will be written, adults, take it like this after food. Do not drive after taking this medicine. This medicine should not be taken by people who are suffering from this disease. There is a dosage. There is an instruction. So what is the dosage instruction of Bhagavad Gita? Did anybody care to find out? The thing is, we see that there are so many so-called scholars of Bhagavad Gita. I mean, I've only read what Prabhupada said, but when I went to a conference, okay, it happened around 2 months back. I went to a Bhagavad Gita conference. It was a conference done by a university. And I was one of the guests who was invited. The other 2 guests, one was a sannyasi from a Mayavadi sannyasi. Another was a person who did Bhagavad Gita. He's written books on Bhagavad Gita. He can do Ashtavadhan, means he can tell Bhagavad Gita, in straight, and reverse. Tell him any shloka he can recite. He can do so many gymnastics on that. And when I heard them speak, I was totally flabbergasted, shocked when I heard them speak. But the Mayavadi sannyasi said that Krishna says in 12th chapter that, let me just recollect, he said, what he did was he basically distorted the verse. He took a part of the verse and he changed the meaning completely. He said when Arjuna asked which one is better, personal or impersonal, this Mayavadi sannyasi, what he said, I'll tell you. Mayeva mana adasva mayi buddhim nivesasya mayeva. He said, Maya vesya mano yemam yomam nitya yukta upasa shraddhaya parayopeta steme yukta tamamata. So what he did, actually this verse, when Arjuna asked Krishna, who is better, impersonalist or personalist? He said, Maya vesya mano yemam nitya yukta upasate shraddhaya parayopeta steme yukta tamamata. That means the Supreme Lord said, those who fix the minds on my personal form are always engaged in worshipping me with great and transcendental faith are considered to be by most perfect. What he did, he broke this sentence into two parts. And he said, Shraddhaya parayopeta steme yukta tamamata. He said, Krishna is very intelligent. He said, he did not answer directly personal or impersonal. He said, based on your Shraddha, whatever faith you have, you are great. If you are impersonalist, he is coming from impersonalist parampara. He said, Shraddhaya parayopeta. So he broke it and changed the meaning of the shloka. He said, Shraddhaya parayopeta steme yukta tamamata means whatever your Shraddha is there, whatever, if you like impersonalism, you are great. If you like personalism, you are great. I got really shocked when I heard this. That how can somebody of such status of a sannyasi completely distort and misrepresent Krishna's instruction like this in such a big hall assembly where small children are hearing, who are supposed to be hearing the correct thing? I was shocked. Then the next person came, who is that scholar of Bhagavad Gita, and he went to the next level. He said, Patram pushpam palam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhaktya upahrutam asnami prayatatmana. He said, Krishna is saying, give me fruit, flower or something. It does. He says, Tadaham bhaktya upahrutam asnami prayatatmana. He said, asnami here means, I will take, the meaning of it is that he is not telling that give it to me, give fruit to me, flower to me. He is telling that you do manava seva. You do seva to others, give fruits, flowers, waters to others. Krishna is not telling give it to me. So Krishna ultimately is telling social service. Everybody started clapping. Then I totally lost my mind. That is the central verse of Krishna saying, offer it to me. He has made it into a social service verse and got applause. And all the innocent people, when we say social service, they immediately start clapping. When we say God, they don't like it. They'll start, what is God? There's no God. They're atheistic in nature. So why am I saying all of this is that this verse, Krishna is saying very clearly. See what is he saying? The instructions how to read Bhagavad Gita. The dosage instructions of Bhagavad Gita. How to understand Krishna. Is it by social service? Let us find out. Bhaktya tu ananyaya shakya aham evam vidorjuna jnatum drashtum tatvena praveshtum cha parantapa. My dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am standing before you, and thus can be seen directly. Only in this way you can enter into my mysteries of my understanding. Bhaktya, by devotional service. 2. But ananyaya, without being mixed with fruitive activities or speculative knowledge. Shakya, possible. Aham, I. Evam vida, like this. The social service people will come and even change this also. Because they're shameless, seriously. Because they don't believe in God. They want to replace God with a human being. You know why? The problem, see, the thing is, if you try to replace God with a human being, it is like saying, I am the king. Let us say if there is a beggar on the street who says, I am king. So he can speculate like that. He can sit and say he can have one, he's having one small plate and begging every day. He doesn't have 1 rupee also. Okay, he's begging on the street, saying, I am the king of this city. I am the king of the country. Some another foolish beggar may accept it. But somebody who is intelligent will understand that he's not the king. Yes or no? Are you understanding what I'm saying? Yes? So
Yes, Prabhuji.
the position of a living entity is like that of a beggar in front of Krishna, God. Krishna is the husband of goddess of fortune. We are literally beggars, seriously. If we lose our job, if company fires us, we have to beg. If our business goes to loss, we have to beg. If our health goes for a toss, we have to beg. Are we not beggars, tell me, in front of Krishna? Yes or no? If some accident happens, then we have to beg to Krishna. Yes or no, tell me? If something which is supposed to go properly doesn't go properly, we will be on our knees. Yes or no? You all agree? Yes or no? Am I speaking some sense or not?
Yes, Prabhuji.
We are every day begging God that God, please take care of my child. Please let me go safely.
Yes.
We are beggars actually. So, but if we say, no, I am equal to king. So, worship, if you serve the beggar, it is same as, the service of the king. This is all nonsense. This nonsense we should not entertain. So, what is happening is, the problem with these so-called scholars is, they have read Bhagavad Gita, but they have not read it in the way that it is supposed to be read. If we also follow like them, we can get a PhD in Bhagavad Gita, but we will not get Krishna. So my question to you is, do you want PhD in Bhagavad Gita or do you want Krishna? What do you want? How many of you want Krishna here? How many of you want Krishna?
The lotus feet of Krishna.
You want the lotus feet of Krishna. If you want the lotus feet of Krishna, just simply follow the instructions of Krishna as it is. Don't try to distort, don't try to change, don't try to put some Sanskrit jugglery, any mastery, any intelligence, breaking the sloka into two parts, putting some word meaning, changing the grammatical meaning. This is all circus. We should stop this. Okay? It's a consistent thematic message. Krishna has given a very clear, consistent message. Surrender unto me. Krishna is saying here is very important. Bhaktya tu ananyaya shakya aham evam vidorjuna jnatum drashtum cha tatvena praveshtum cha parantapa. Only by undivided devotional service I can be understood as I am standing before you, and thus can be seen directly. Only in this way you can enter into my mysteries of understanding. Nobody understands about Krishna. Only those people who are in the authorized parampara system, the acharyas, who are in the Krishna's parampara, they understand. Now see, Prabhupada has so nicely established Krishna as a Supreme Lord. A lot of people become very upset when we say Krishna is the source of Vishnu. I mean, seriously, if you would have asked me before coming to ISKCON, if you had said that Krishna is the source of Vishnu, I would have also maybe laughed. I would have ridiculed also probably. That, have you gone mad? Krishna is avatar, Vishnu is the source, Vishnu is the main. See, if everything we know, then what is the need for Acharya? What is the need for Veda? If a common man, rickshawala also knows everything, then what is the need for an Acharya and Parampara and books and Vedas? There is something called a secret also, no? See, Prabhupada is establishing very clearly and cleanly and very nicely. There is nobody who can, who can contest Prabhupada's position. Because they cannot contest, they will criticize. This verse is enough. Only one verse, okay? If you want to make somebody into devotee, please give them this verse. Ask them to read it from top to bottom 10 times. Tell me why they will not become a devotee. Right? See this. Let's go. Krishna can be understood only by the process of undivided devotional service. This is the theme. Everybody understood the theme? What is the process of understanding Krishna? Is it by jnana? Is it by Sanskrit grammar? Tell me, is it by becoming, should I enroll into Sanskrit course now? Is it by, nicely pronouncing the verses? Or is it like, now I should go to some Vedic Pathshala to understand Krishna? Or maybe I should go to the temple and do something? I don't know. What is the process? What is Krishna saying? What is the process? Should I do some karma kanda now? Maybe do some fire sacrifices? This all sounds very interesting, no? Yeah?
Pure bhakti, Prabhuji.
Yeah. But this sounds very interesting, no? Don't we get attracted when somebody starts, this is what happens, okay? Very interesting thing, I'll tell you. The moment somebody starts one fire sacrifice and start chanting mantra, do you get attracted or not? We'll feel, wow. Yes or no? Very spiritual. Awesome. Yes. Correct? But when we sing the names of Krishna, Hare Krishna Kirtan, we feel, oh, this is, no. They bring the Brahmana. Okay, just do fire sacrifice. That will work. See, that's what Krishna is breaking our thought process. Okay. Not by the chanting of the Vedas. Not by doing any karmakanda rituals. Okay, not by any gymnastics of Sanskrit. Not by Vedic study also. Somebody can say, I'm a Vedic scholar. See, I am a Vedic scholar. I've read all the 4 Vedas. I took 12 years to read each Veda, 48 years. I'm an expert in Veda. I can recite, I'm an expert. So now ask me, I'm the king. I'm the Acharya, I'm the Guru. No, that's not the process. The process is Bhaktya to Ananya Shakta, not by Karma Yoga, not by Karma, not by Jnana, not by Yoga, not by meditation system, not by anything. This is Krishna's verdict. A lot of people debate this. The people who follow the Karma Kanda rituals, they say Karma Yoga, the Brahmanas, they say, Krishna said that, do the Karma Yoga. That's what we are doing. The Karmis say that. And the Jnanis, who are impersonalists, they say, no, Krishna said Jnana is the most important because, Jnana is the thing that will remove all the sinful activities. He said that. And yogis will say, oh, it's meditation process. Krishna explained everything in 6th chapter. So devotees will say devotional service, but who is going to decide what is the final answer? The final answer, Krishna has decided it multiple times. Unless we choose to ignore and close our eyes. It is very clear. My dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am. When he says Ananyaya Shakya, he is saying not by anything. In the previous verse, he says na many times. So that's why previous verse, Prabhupada is actually referencing to this. Na ham vedair, na tapasa, na danena, na che jaya, shakyameva vido drashtum, drashtavan asi mam yata. Na aham vedair, not by Vedic studies, not by simply chanting the Vedas. Na tapasa, not by, there are some people who can do intense austerities. They drink only milk, for example. Not by that. No danena. There are some people who can donate billions of dollars, millions of rupees. Not by that. Na chejaya. Not by doing. Some people are, they say, I'm always in the temple. Every day I go to temple. I mean, of course, when I'm saying temple, not Krishna temple, demigod temples. We go to every day, we go to so many temples, we go to so many, we have done Char Dham. You tell me what all I've done Char Dham. This one, and they'll just say, I went there, I went here, I went there, I did all of this. I'm very advanced. They feel that, but no, not by all of that. Shakya evam vido drashtum drashtavan asma. It's not by all of that. Krishna is saying, not by all of this. Then by what? By what can we know Krishna? Bhaktya tu ananyaya shakya. The word tu is also important. Tu means only by, but not by the other materialistic processes, not by the other processes which are attractive and sound good, or which are very attractive and we feel religious, but it's not the one, that's not the actual process at all. The actual process is this. But if you want to really read the Vedas, read Bhagavad Gita, read Bhagavatam, read the story of Krishna. If you want to really do some dana, give it to Krishna conscious people for spreading this Krishna consciousness. Right? If you want to really do temple worship, do temple worship of Krishna and Vishnu. That's what here Prabhupada is saying, right? Explicitly saying so that unauthorized commentators who try to understand Bhagavad Gita by speculative process will know that they are simply wasting my time. The different types of Bhagavad Gitas, I don't know commentaries if you've seen. We have Shankara Bhashya, we have Bhashya written by Shivananda Swami, we have some Mayavadi sannyasis have written, Radha Krishna, Professor Radha Krishna, S. Radha Krishnan, and we have one by Paramahamsa Yogananda. So many people have written. Everybody has their own concept about Krishna. One person says Krishna means mind. Pandavas means 5 senses. One person says Jnani is the best, because Krishna is saying, 4 types of devotees, among them Jnani is the best. So Jnana is the best. Krishna said, without Jnana, nothing is there. So Jnana is the only best. Actually, here Bhakti means Jnana, not Bhakti. Some great person said like that. Like that, they are continuously just spoiling this milk. This milk, pure milk, Bhagavad Gita. I say this, right? If a poisonous snake touches the milk becomes poisonous. Similarly, when unauthorized commentators touch Bhagavad Gita and they say, Devadat Patnaik has written a book, my Gita. Is this his Gita to write? Who is he to write Gita? He's saying my Gita. So some very, very crazy people are there out in the world. They're writing unauthorized commentaries, and common public is simply reading this and they're simply wasting their time. Right? So it is said that no one can enter into this matter. Okay, even the great experienced students of the Vedic literature also, they cannot understand. They know that there's actually how to understand Krishna. Then how to understand Bhakti to Ananya Chakya? What does it mean? How to understand Krishna is this. Very important. Follow the regulative principles described in the authoritative literature. If you want to undergo penance, you don't have to go to a forest, Rishikesh, and sit in the cold weather of Himalayas. No need of doing that show off. Just simply fast on Janmashtami, it's enough. Janmashtami and 2 Ekadashis, Janmashtami, Ramanavami is coming next week. That is enough, isn't it? Ramanavami, Janmashtami, Gaura Purnima, for 2 Ekadashis per month. Enough. There's no need of doing any Thursdays, Fridays, Wednesdays, Saturdays, Mondays, Tuesdays. Please stop it if you're doing it. Okay, this is my request. Okay, because it is not pure devotion service. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, please.
The speculative knowledge, how can it be when everything is so explicit? Prabhu, when someone has to explain the Bhagavad Gita, the verses are explicit. So how can it be speculative, Prabhu? How can you be speculative about it? I can't
see what happens. What happens is when some very great personality says, we will take it seriously. No, so if there is somebody of great status, I told you Mayavadi sannyasi. Sannyasi is respected. When that Mayavadi sannyasi came, everybody were paying obeisance to him because he's having a great status like sannyasi, right? And what did he do? He came to the stage and he broke the Bhagavad Gita shloka into 2 pieces, and he took a piece of it and he started making a distorted meaning out of it. Now the audience who's listening, they have not listened to the entire verse. They have a great respect for the sannyasi. What do you think will happen ultimately? Will they accept whatever he's saying or not? This is what is happening. This is what is happening. So the verses where Krishna is explaining, right, they will just pass off. They will not put stress on the important parts. That's what Prabhupada stresses on the important verses, where Krishna says very clearly that, I am the supreme person. He just stresses it very hard. Very hard. And then that stress actually disturbs a lot of people who are not devotees. Okay. But how do they do it? That is their expertise. Okay. Just like how did Ravana steal Sita Devi, kidnap? That is his expertise. Similarly, these people are expert in hiding Krishna. That is their expertise. Okay, so that is possible. I told you, when you can take one verse and just split it, just break it into pieces. Don't take the entire theme. Just quote some random shloka from Bhagavad Gita, or try to randomly. Logic can always be done like that. Okay, you can take some random verse. You can take some Sanskrit meaning. You can just take out. That scholar, he took that Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam and he made it into Manav Seva. So, and everybody clapped. So, what all he can do? That is the point. Right? So, this is the fact. This is the reality. Okay, the people are doing it. They have done it. Historically, they have done it, and this is going to continue to happen like this. The only hope is that, we have to read it ourselves from the authorized parampara and teach others, so that people do not fall trap into these traps. The trap of Mayavada, the trap of yogic meditation systems, the trap of demigod worship, right? And the trap of karma kanda. You should avoid these traps. Then if I'm saying them a trap because when you get into one of this, you cannot get Krishna. Because Krishna can be found only by pure devotional service. And if you cannot get Krishna, what else should I say it as? Should I not call it as a trap? If something is taking us away from Krishna, then should I give it a respectful name? You tell me. Yes or no? Something is taking me away from Krishna. I could have gone back to Krishna by simply reading Bhagavad Gita, gone back to Godhead, this lifetime itself, not taking any birth. But I unfortunately heard from an unauthorized commentator who tried to say something which is wrong, and I took him very seriously, and I maintained my stand that no, Krishna is not really the Supreme Lord, everybody is equal, something like that. I'll worship the demigod, it's same as Krishna worship. Or maybe that unauthorized commentator said that, yogic meditation is most important. That's the Raja Yoga. Somebody said Raja Yoga. What is this Raja Yoga? Where did the word Raja Yoga come from? Is it given in the Bhagavad Gita? Krishna said, he said, Raja Vidya Rajagukyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam Pratyakshabagamam Dharmyam Susukam Kartum Abhyam. He said, Bhakti. 9th chapter is pure devotional service, Raja Vidya. I don't want to name, there are some great personalities who created a system called Raja Yoga. And millions of people have been fallen astray into this trap. Who is going to save all those millions of people who went away thinking Raja Yoga means meditation? But Raja Vidya means actually pure devotional service. Okay? Is it okay, Prabhu? Yeah. So as far as charity is concerned, it should be given to the devotees of Krishna who are engaged in devotional service. Krishna consciousness is a benediction to humanity. Lord Chaitanya was appreciated by Rupa Goswami as the most munificent man. Namo Maha Vadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate. He is most munificent because he has given Krishna Prema to everybody. Okay, one day I'll just tell you one pastime, okay? Our Guru Maharaj, okay, was in Singapore, I think, okay? And there was one new devotee who came and he asked our Guru Maharaj, what do you want, Maharaj? How can I serve you? He said, can you get me some KP? He said, okay. And he said, maybe, okay. He went to all the devotees and asked, okay, what is KP? I want to get some KP. Maharaj wants some KP. Right? So everybody were discussing, what is KP? Where do we get it? How do we get that? And I said, this new devotee came and said, Maharaj, I'm so sorry, but I don't know where is this KP available. Can you tell me where I can get it? I'll get it for you. KP means Krishna Prem, he said. Okay. Krishna Prem, he said. So Krishna Prem. So we should look for Krishna Prema. Do you want Krishna Prema or do you want, what is it that you want finally? I mean, do you want just impersonal liberation or do you want love of Krishna? Simple. Okay. The love of Krishna is like the embrace of mother. Love of Krishna is like, the association with your best friend. Love of Krishna is like, being with the loved one who is eternally our well-wisher. Right? So he's like, like the father's love, mother's love. Actually, they are all coming from Krishna, let me tell you. The mother's love, father's love, husband's love, lover's love, friendship, everything. The source of this love is Krishna. It is Krishna's love for us, actually. It is originally Krishna. We have distorted it. We have forgotten Krishna. Right? So, yeah, temple worship. By temple worship, we can do devotional service, and we need to have unflinching faith towards Supreme Lord and the spiritual master, and only then we can get devotional service. Very important devotees. Please note this. Yasya deve para bhaktir yata deve tata gurau tasyaite katita kyartha prakashante mahatmanaha. One who has unflinching devotion to the Supreme Lord is directed by spiritual master, in whom he has similar unflinching faith can see the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One cannot see Krishna by mental speculation. Very important. Prabhupada is saying, for one who does not take personal training under the guidance of bona fide spiritual master, it is impossible to even begin to understand Krishna. Please note this point. When we say, even when Krishna says surrender unto me, it says surrender unto, if you surrender to the spiritual master, who is a pure representative of Krishna, who simply repeats what Krishna says, that is called as surrender. So if we do not take personal training under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master in the parampara, it is impossible to even begin to understand. You cannot even understand basic of Krishna. Who is Krishna? This is very important process. This is from the Upanishads. Yasya deve parabhakti yata deve tata gurau. You need to have parabhakti towards Krishna, towards Guru. Krishna and Guru. We need to have parabhakti. Then we will realize the purport of the Vedas. Otherwise, no. Right? Another important point is that Sudurdarsham, the 200 form and 400 form are difficult to see. And they're completely different from the temporary universal form shown to Arjuna. The 400 form of Narayana and the 200 form of Krishna are eternal and transcendental, whereas universal form exhibited to Arjuna is temporary. Right? So, this form, and then Prabhupada is saying the word na is being used repeatedly in the previous verse, indicating that one should not be very proud of such credentials as academic education in Vedic literature. There are so many people who are from the Banaras University or done PhD, from the Sri Venkateswara University. There are so many Sanskrit University. This academic credentials is nothing to be proud of. One must take to the devotional service of Krishna. Only then one can attempt to write commentaries on Bhagavad Gita. Without becoming a devotee of Krishna, we should not even attempt to write the commentary on Bhagavad Gita. All the non-devotees come to Bhagavad Gita because everybody likes Bhagavad Gita. When we say Bhagavad Gita, everybody becomes attracted. So the non-devotee tries to come to Bhagavad Gita and establish his philosophy. That's what happens. I'm not saying it for myself, but Prabhupada said this, that Mahatma Gandhi wrote in his commentary that Krishna said, do not do violence in Bhagavad Gita. And Prabhupada criticized it and said, this is the wrong understanding. You cannot fit in your philosophy into Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is not meant for you to become famous, to fit your philosophy. My philosophy may be social service. My philosophy may be non-violence. My philosophy may be karma kanda. My philosophy may be yogic meditation. My philosophy may be impersonalism. My philosophy may be demigod worship. I should not try to fit it into Bhagavad Gita. Rather, I should be ready to take it from Bhagavad Gita. What is the instruction of the Supreme Person? What is the Supreme Person telling? What is the final thing that he's saying? Okay, finally, just tell me in one word, what is Krishna saying? That we will see the next verse. Very straightforward instructions Krishna is giving. It is not at all difficult. Don't try to fit what you like or what somebody likes. Don't try to fit it into it and try to distort the whole thing. By doing that, we are simply cheating yourself and you're cheating others. It's like a blind man taking another blind man into the well. By fitting our social surveys, by fitting our karma kanda, by fitting a yoga system, jnana kanda, we won't be able to get Krishna. Krishna is only found by pure devotional service. And that's what Krishna has declared multiple times and here also. We should not try to fit and mislead ourselves and others also. And simply fall into the trap. We should avoid this. So, 400 forms are mentioned. Okay, all of this. And here, Prabhupada explains very nicely, Mahavishnu is a plenary expansion of Krishna. Brahma Samhita says, Yasyai kanishtvasita kala matavalamyo jivanti loma vilaja jagadandanata Vishnur mahan yasa iha yasya kala vishesho Govinda Madipurusham tamaham bhajan. Okay. So, Mahavishnu is Vishnur mahan sa iha yasya kala vishesho Govinda Madipurusham tamaham bhajan. No matter whether somebody accepts or not, whether we have been taught in childhood or not, whether they have shown it in the serials or not, doesn't matter. Brahma Samhita says that Vishnu is Kala Vishesha of Govinda. That's it. And it is confirmed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and by all the authorities of this Guru Parampara. And I will accept it blindly. That's it. There's no question. Because if the Veda has said it, that's it. So Mahavishnu is the plenary expansion of Krishna. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. That's it. How do we know? Are the Upanishads saying about Krishna? Gopal Tapani Upanishad. Sachidananda Rupaya Krishna Klishcha Karine Namo Vedanta Vedyaya Gurave Buddhi Sakshini. Eko Vasi Sarvaga Krishna Idyaha. That one Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God and he is worshipable. Krishna is Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. The Supreme Personality of God is Krishna, who is Sachidananda, body of eternity, knowledge and bliss. He has no beginning. Anadir Govinda. He has no beginning. And because he is the beginning of beginning. He is the beginning of everything. Anadir Adi. He is Anadi. He doesn't have beginning. And he is the Adi. He is Adi Deva. Govinda means Adi. Source. Source of everything. Bijam. The seed of everything. Sarva Karana Karanam. Govinda means cause of all causes. That is Krishna. This is how we have to understand Krishna. Not by watching serials. I think we should put that also. Na Vedaya. When we are saying this sloka, Na Vedya, Na Dana, Na Ijja. We should put Na serials also. Because, we take serials so seriously. Right? The serials are, they're just distorted for TRP. Don't take it so seriously. If you want to really understand about Krishna, you have to hear from a bona fide spiritual master, from the person who is a representative of Krishna, from the bona fide parampara, not from anybody else, not from any serial. The serial may be very famous, but that's not the source of truth for us. Okay? Not even by some famous spiritual personality also is not enough. It must be from the parampara. That's it. Only from parampara system is correct. Out of parampara, can be famous, can be world famous, can have written so many books. Doesn't matter. Right? So, once somebody came, said there's one great, philosopher, Jiddu Krishnamurti. He wrote a book. There is no need of a book. He wrote a book, and one of the disciples of Prabhupada came to him and said, Prabhupada, you are saying that you have to read books. But this famous spiritual person is saying there is no need of books. What should I do now? Because he's very famous, all over, in USA he's very, very famous, Jiddu Krishnamurti. And Prabhupada said, if there is no need of books, then why did he write this book? There is no need of book. Why did he write that book? There is no need of books. So like this. So don't get distracted by anybody or anything. Okay, just stay focused. Do you want Krishna or not? Simple. If you want Krishna, you should hold the lotus feet of a bona fide spiritual master who has Krishna, who is in the parampara, and nothing else. Okay, no deviation. So Arjuna has confirmed Param Brahma Param Dhamma Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. Arjuna has never taken any compromise position. He did not say, Krishna, you are just an avatar. Krishna, you are just so and so. Krishna, you are just belonging to Dwapar Yuga. Krishna, how can you be God? Arjuna got clarified. I understand. You are the Supreme Personality of God. He understood everything about Krishna. So we have to understand. He has shown the universal form also. So don't associate with non-devotees and don't listen to them first of all. Don't read these commentaries and distract yourself and waste your time. This is my request to all of you. I mean, to be honest, I've been through different processes, different organizations and heard different philosophies. But I've heard of, Bhagavatam by some unauthorized people also beforehand. That time I was not purely into devotional service. But now when I reflect and listen to what they said, it is totally distorting and totally very, very manipulative, I would say. It's purely manipulative, trying to fit their philosophy of pluralism into Srimad Bhagavatam. And when I reflect, I feel like, I don't know what all nonsense I've heard, I feel. Really. I mean, when I think about it, how did they even... That's why Prabhupada says, why do you even touch Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam? They're meant for devotees. Yet Vaishnavanam Priyam. This Vaishnava literature, this is for the pure devotees. It's not meant for everybody. Okay, Krishna is also saying, don't tell to anybody who is not my devotee. He says, don't tell. He says clearly in the last chapter, don't tell to non-devotees. It's not for non-devotees, this knowledge. So of course for preaching we say, but I'm saying that they should not, they should not touch them. And yesterday I was listening to Prabhupada's purport also, Bhagavatam. He said, non-devotees are not supposed to touch Bhagavad. But they don't have the qualification to touch Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. That's not their topic at all. They can discuss 100 things are there. Ashtavakra Gita, this Gita, that Gita, thousands of Gita they can write. Why are they coming to Bhagavad Gita? Isn't it? Why don't they write commentaries on Ashtavakra Gita, Yoga Vashishta? There are thousands of non-devotional books which they can write about. Why are you coming here? Why are you talking about Srimad Bhagavatam at all? If you don't believe in Krishna, why are you talking about Srimad Bhagavatam? Why are you talking about giving a lecture on Ramayana? If you don't believe that Rama is the supreme personality of God. Yes, makes sense now. Okay? So we will stop here. Hare Krishna. Sorry if I was a little too critical. Okay? But this was a very important verse. So I thought I will say what Prabhupada is trying to tell us, and we have to understand. Okay, it's not that Prabhupada is simply saying and we take it to head and we don't understand. I want you to clearly understand, reflect for yourself, introspect, listen carefully. Prabhupada says this. Somebody asks, how do you find out a saintly person? Prabhupada says, not by the length of the beard. How white is the beard? How long is the beard? Right? So it's a fashion to keep beard. So if somebody keeps beard, no, they look very nice. Like, wow, they're very, oh, Babaji. Like that. So our devotees are Maharajas, they shave their head, they don't keep beard, they look so simple. So common public doesn't get attracted. So, but then when they see beard, they get immediately attracted. Wow, very spiritual person. So Prabhupada says, don't see the length of the beard. Okay, listen. Okay, just listen 30 minutes. What is he talking? Is he telling shlokas from Bhagavad Gita? Is he telling from the Vedas? Is he giving Acharya's reference? It's like a lawyer who is fighting a law case. It has to be continuously given. Every reference has to be given for every sentence. He's just simply making it out of his mind. He's a fake saint. Don't listen to that person. Don't just go by the dress and white hair and all the beard and all of that. Okay? So that's it.
Sorry. Now that, we have come across Prabhupada's teaching and all that, whatever, I also come across some of these teachings like J.D. Krishnamurti or some other people. It doesn't really, connect with the teaching that we are receiving right now. And we instantly reject those teachings, Prabhu,
yes,
actually.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely. Because I feel there's a lot of difference in their thoughts and, compared to what Prabhupada has written, Prabhu.
Right.
So I automatically, still today also, sometimes I see a lot of these things coming up in the YouTube also, Prabhu. But we reject it. As a devotee of ISKCON, I think we automatically reject it, Prabhu.
Yeah, that's a beautiful part. Yeah, once we hear about this Krishna consciousness properly by Prabhupada, we don't take it very, we automatically reject it. We will understand. It becomes very clear.
Yes.
As soon as, it becomes clear. It becomes like, like doodh ka doodh, pani ka pani types. If you hear somebody speaking, immediately you know that this guy is just talking trash. We understand.
Exactly. Yeah. Absolutely.
That's right. So that is the beauty of Prabhupada. Prabhupada he has given us that education, no?
Yes.
So the thing, that's what Prabhupada is. He once somebody asked Prabhupada, "Can you show me God?" Prabhupada said, "See, if you do not know who is God, what is the use even if I show you God? Because you anyways do not know who is God." Right? For example, nice one, very deep. Now, if you go to buy gold in a shop, if you do not know what is pure gold, then what is the use if I bring you pure gold or artificial gold? Because you're anyways, whatever glitters, you will say it's gold. Right? So what he's trying to say is, Prabhupada is trying to say is, first you first you are trying to understand the quality of God. First you are trying to understand God must be this supreme person. God must be all knowledgeable. God must know past, present and future. God must be all attractive. God must be all powerful. God must be all famous, all renounced. You understand the qualities of God. Then when I show you, see Krishna, then you will understand, oh yes, Krishna, he is God. If you do not know definition of God, then you will accept anybody as God. Any Babaji, will come with beard and say, I'm God. We'll say he's God, yes. First we should understand what's the definition of God. That's what Prabhupada said, right? Hare Krishna devotees. Okay, so
Hare
we'll
Krishna.
stop here. One important announcement is that Bhakti steps we have. Bhakti steps announcement is 18th. One minute, I'm just asking. What is the date for the 11th of the next month, April, and 18th of the next month, 2 dates. We have Bhakti steps. Okay, 11th of the next month and 18th of the next month, we have the Bhakti steps. That means those who want to make progress, no? In the Bhakti steps, please be prepared, and there'll be some special classes which will be taken by Priyamai. Saturday? What day? Saturday, 7 to 8 p.m. She's going to take a special class on, like last time how we did. Priyamai will take some classes. She will explain how to fill the papers for the next level. That is Krishna Upasaka. No? Sadhaka, Upasaka, Prabhupada. Priyamai Puja will explain all the answers, question and answers. Please be ready with your question papers, etc. And so that we can discuss it further. Okay, so as we discussed last time, right? So take up the next level of bhakti. So we have to keep moving towards the spiritual master. Like I said, Prabhupada wrote, it is impossible to know, even understand the basics of Krishna without having the personal instructions of spiritual master. So we have to surrender to the lotus feet of a person, spiritual master. That's very essential. So, and it's not a straightforward one-day process. It's not that I want a spiritual master and I'll get it today. There's a process, because there in the past there have been so many people who have come like that and said, some devotional fervor. They say, Guru Maharaj, give me Diksha, and they take Diksha and they're gone. And they stop following all the rules. This has happened so many times in the past. That's why there's a system, which is like, to take people through a proper system and give them time to understand, follow the rules and regulations, and systematically go towards Guru, so that they remain fixed in this devotional service. Okay, so that's the system, very beautiful system. It's Bhakti steps created by our Guru Maharaj. So follow this. We have all went through the steps, and this is very, very beautiful system. Go through this, follow this, and I'll help you out. So talk to me separately. We'll discuss which step you are in and keep moving forward. Okay, don't let the train stop at one station. Okay, let it move to the next station. Remember that analogy of the train. There's one train, there was a passenger who brought all his bags very nicely. He's sitting every day, morning, evening. He's taking breakfast, tea, dinner, lunch, everything. But the train is not moving from the station. Okay, it is just staying there. So this train, this body has been given by Krishna not to stay in this same station forever. We have to move to the next station, right? So we are supposed to go to the final destination. So to go to the final destination, first we should go to the next station, right? So keep the train moving. Okay, don't stop somewhere. Hare Krishna devotees, we'll stop here. Dhanavad pranams. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo vicha. Patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti vaishnavandi ki jai. Hare Krishna. If anybody wants to say something, please add. Somebody wanted to add something or comment something, please go ahead. Hare Krishna. You wanted to add something?
The same information has been worded differently in the last verse of 8th chapter, Prabhuji. Devotional
Yes.
service is actually if you have done devotional service, it's as good as learning all the Vedas, as good as knowing all this. So
Yes.
devotional service is what is we have to focus on.
Right.
So I just remembered that, Prabhuji. Not that I have
Correct.
from my
Sure.
side, but
That's
from the
that's a
book.
nice connection. Yes, there's a verse there which already Krishna said. No, yeah.
Yeah, we just went through that chapter, so it just clicked,
Very
Prabhuji.
nice.
That's why
Very
I'm
nice.
sharing.
Nice connection. Yes, Mataji. It's as good as Sarvavedeshu yat punyam sarvatitesu yat phalam.
Yes,
Tatparam
Prabhuji.
purusham apnoti.
So already he has given us a hint there. Many chapters, Prabhuji, I'm realizing now.
I think Vedeshu
What
Yajneshu Tapasya you are saying,
Krishna has told us in the last chapters, the
Mm.
hints are already there in the previous chapters. We have
Yeah.
to pick it up.
So that means, yeah, Mataji, are you able to connect the theme that Krishna has a theme?
Yes.
And he's just sticking to the theme and is giving a final instruction, and he's seeding things for that final instruction. Do you see that?
Yes,
It's a
I'm
theme, it's a
realizing that,
consistent theme.
Prabhuji, that
Yeah.
what he is told in the last chapters,
Yes.
he has already touched upon it in the previous chapter. That we have to understand and realize it. So that is making it
Yes.
more interesting.
Yes. So what happens is Prabhupada saves our time by directly taking us to the final instruction. So that,
Yes.
his point is, when he was asked why you do that, Prabhupada said, I don't know if somebody will go till the 10th chapter, 18th chapter or not. So if he's in the first chapter,
Oh,
if he's in the
okay.
first chapter, let him immediately realize, get the final point that Krishna is Supreme. Because in Kali Yuga, people don't have some
Okay.
time. I mean, maybe he'll read only one chapter and he'll stop there. So by the time, let him just know immediately. So he's giving, it's like a spoiler alert. He's telling the complete climax, ahead of time. Because some
It has
people
taken
actually
me so
criticize
long
that.
to understand, Prabhuji. I think
Yeah,
I will never understand it. It's a lifetime journey, Prabhuji, and I'm enjoying it.
yeah,
And
amazing.
thank you for taking us through it and guiding us.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So that's what
Hare
I mean,
Krishna.
because some non-devotees they criticize and say, why is Prabhupada saying, which is not here, Krishna is only talking about karma. Why is Prabhupada saying about bhakti? Like that, they criticize. They don't understand. So what are Krishna's theme is there, the final instruction. He's bringing it and back and saving you time. That is the Acharya is doing for us. Okay, that's the
Yes,
point.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you
Dhanush
so much.
Pranams.
Hare
Thank you. Thank
Krishna.
you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Okay.
Prabhuji.
Hare